ರೋಧಬಲಭ್ರಂಶ ಗೌರವಾನಿಲಮುಡತಾ ಆಲಸ್ಯಾಪಕ್ತಿನಿಷ್ಠಿವ ಮಲಸಂಗಾರಚಿಕ್ಲಮ. This is the Lakshana mentioned in the context of Samanya Ama. From the past several videos, we have discussed the context of or meaning of Srotorodha, Balabhramsha, Gaurava, Anilamudhata, Alasya, Apakti, Nishtiva. In today's video, we are going to discuss the context of Mala Sanga. About the term Mala Sanga, it is comprising of two different terms, Mala and Sanga. The term Mala, any substance which is considered to be toxic to the human body, or which mainly responsible for the multiple symptoms or the multiple diseases may be possible. And Sanga refers to the obstruction. So in other words, so Mala has to be considered contextually here. Whenever a person is doing either Adhyashana or Vishamashana or Samashana or Viruddhashana or Atyashana, what actually happens is initially the person will be having Agnimandya. So that means because of the Agnimandya, whatever the food substances which are being consumed, they are not in a position to get converted into absorbable macromolecules. Because of that, the macromolecules may remain as either intermediate molecules or macromolecules itself because of the improper conversion or because of the loss of the functioning of the Agni, what we can say the hydrochloric acid as such. So whenever there is hydrochloric acid dysfunction, the first and foremost thing will be there may be a possibility of the poor conversion of pepsinogen into pepsin initially, which may be resulting in the macromolecules to remain as macromolecules or intermediate molecules, plus there may be a possibility of bacterial proliferation, because the most of the occasions we are going to consume carbohydrate rich substances. Because of that, there may be a possibility of carbohydrate, that is the bacterial proliferation. So when you think about the macromolecules, so that may be present in the stomach or small intestine or large intestine. So sometimes these macromolecules may remain in the mouth also because of a poor oral hygiene. When you think about the internal structure of the alimentary canal, that will be from the outside to inside, that is considered to be serous layer, then muscular layer, submucosal layer and mucosal layer. When you think about this is considered to be the what we can say the tubular structure of let us say small intestine. When you think about the mucosal layer, it will not be just like circular ones, that will be having the multiple depressions like this. So that means if the person is having poor conversion of macromolecules into intermediate or micromolecules, that means they may remain as either macromolecules or intermediate molecules. They enter in the small intestine or large intestine as macromolecules or intermediate molecules itself, because as they are moving, they are slowly moving in the alimentary canal. So that means they are getting attached to the mucosal layer, specifically in the various depressions. This is what actually happens in cases of what you say that the person who is having the Adhyashana etc. That is nothing but which is resulting in the Ama. So when that is happening, intermediate molecules etc., they will be moving in the center, and the little formed micromolecules, they are moving in the absolute center. So that means the micromolecules, because of the lighter molecular size, they will be moving faster, intermediate molecules, because of the molecular weight is of moderate nature, they will be moving comparatively slower than micromolecules, whereas macromolecules, they will be moving still much slower than intermediate molecules. And because of that, the macromolecules, they are actually blocking the secretions from the alimentary mucosa. In that way, there may be a possibility of inflammatory reaction to take place. Plus, there may be a possibility of infection. So, whenever the person is doing Atyashana or Vishamasana, etc., there may be a possibility of inflammation or infection, maybe in the stomach or in the small intestine or in the large intestine. This is what we can say the initial pathology that is going to take place. As we have discussed earlier, poor hydrochloric acid, which is resulting in the poor pepsinogen conversion, plus there may be a possibility of bacterial proliferation, etc. There may be a possibility of mucosal damage. So that means the macromolecules which are being ingested from the mouth, that is not getting converted into intermediate or micromolecules, either in the stomach or in the small intestine or in the large intestine. That means the macromolecules or intermediate molecules, they remain as they are. The same status will be continuing in the lower alimentary canal itself. So that means either in the stomach or in the small intestine or in the large intestine, which in turn results in the impaired digestion. So that means the larger molecules or macromolecules which are being present because of the poor Agni or poor hydrochloric acid and other digestive juices, these macromolecules, they are going to get attached to the intestinal or the alimentary mucosa, which in turn results in the bacterial proliferation, etc., which is resulting in the inflammation or infection, and which is further resulting in the mucosal damage, wherein the macromolecules or intermediate molecules, they may move from the alimentary lumen into the capillaries of stomach, small intestine or large intestine. Thus, they are going to enter into the intravascular compartment. From there, that will be moving through the lymphatics, enters the heart. From there, it will be moving into the different parts of the body. And because of the specific reasons, maybe because of the multiple other exposures to etiological factors, etc. For example, the ativyayam of the lower limb, etc. These molecules, macromolecules, they will be moving specifically to the lower limb only. So like that, the macromolecules that will be moving from the alimentary canal into the intravascular compartment. From there, that will be moving into the interstitial compartment. From there, they will be moving into the intracellular compartment. So when you think about the Mala Sanga, so here the movement of these macromolecules, either in the alimentary canal or in the intravascular compartment or in the interstitial compartment or in the intracellular compartment, that will be much slower when compared to the micromolecules. This is what we can say the presence of Ama, thereby what we can say the understanding the context of Mala Sanga in relation to Ama. Dear ANA community, that's all for today. What are the major key takeaways from today's video? Mention in the comment box below. And what is the one video that you would like to hear in this particular channel? Mention in the comment box below. And spread this particular video to maximum number of true Ayurveda learners or true Nidana learners, so that we can make a huge movement out of this particular small message. That's all for today. Something more in the next video. Thank you.